I'm just gonna skip the first like 15 minutes. So basically, like, Renekton versus Camille is a hard matchup, right? Everybody knows that. You can beat Renekton if you're just playing better. Unfortunately, I didn't actually play well enough, and like I was still trying to consider the Fiddlesticks camping me too. So I wasn't like being super over aggressive, I was just playing where I could. Like, I'm actually taking really good trades here. But then like Fiddlesticks starts showing up around 4 minutes. So I'm like, alright, I guess I could give up control of the lane, right? The Renekton's low enough to where if he tries to dive me with Fiddlesticks, then I could just kill him. Obviously that ends up not happening, and they just burn everything. They burn all of my resources. And the way that I'm looking at this is like, okay, Fiddlesticks is spending a lot of time top. Maybe we're gonna get something on the other side of the map, right? When one jungle is sticking to one side of the map, the opposite jungle should be making something happen on the other side. This is a concept that followed me even from like my TF2 days, where like if you're playing an FPS game, whether it's Team Fortress 2, Valorant, Overwatch, Counter-Strike, the way you should be thinking about where all the players are on the map is, okay, if there are an unbalanced amount of players on one side, then that means that you have a numbers advantage on the other side, and that allows you to extend advantages, whether you're getting kills or taking jungle camps, getting objectives like Dragon, Baron, Rift Herald, whatever. And what I noticed is that we weren't really getting anything. Rammus did get a kill, but I was getting far more screwed than what was happening on the other side of the map. And even though, like, my misplay here is that I thought that he wasn't going to be level 6 because Fiddlesticks was sharing XP with him, and I was going to hit 6 off of this minion. So in theory, I level up, Q, ult, auto Q2, I should be able to kill him even if Fiddlesticks is here. But he actually ended up hitting level 6 right as I went in. And like, this wouldn't have killed me either, but it's the fact that Fiddlesticks flash Q'd that stopped me from getting out there. So I'm like, okay, whatever. They burn, flash, ignite, ult. And then immediately upon coming back into lane, I'm getting lane ganked. So they're basically just taking me out of the game, right? I don't even really get a chance to play. Now, most top laners, what they would do is just complain about their team the whole time and just keep going top and keep dying, not really get anything done, and they're just gonna slowly lose, right? So my thought process here is like, okay, I'm gonna get what I can so I can actually get some items at least. My win condition is no longer myself. I am no longer the win condition. Look at Fiddlesticks is just here. He's here forever. He started showing up at 4 minutes. It is now 8 minutes into the game, and no matter where I'm at, he's always just hovering the Renekton. Even if I'm under my tower, he's just hovering him. I'm like, alright, he's gonna get Rift Herald, and then he's just gonna kill me under tower again. And I ended up solo dying there, but I was like, oh, whatever, it doesn't matter. So now I'm thinking, okay, I have no way of playing through top. My win condition is now bottom lane. So what I'm going to do is just force bottom lane kills in any way that I can. And I notice, just from looking at the minimap, also I'm going to toggle the fog, right? We should only be able to see our side. They're overextended. They are currently pushing, right? I don't know where wards are, but I'm just taking a random guess that I'm going to be able to just EW ult in. And sure enough, that's exactly what happens. And so now I'm making myself useful, and my team actually couldn't finish this Soraka somehow. I'm like, okay, let me just clean it up. Now, it doesn't even matter if Fiddlesticks is hovering top, because they can't get much more. Renekton was already going to get this plate and tower, regardless of me being there or not. So instead, I'm giving a lead to the rest of the map. I need to make sure that I have Sheen as like a core item, because that's like super important for Q2 damage. Now, I'm just making sure that we can just keep killing them over and over. So I'm just sitting here making sure that Fiddlesticks is not walking by. And as soon as they overextend down here again, I'm going. I'm waiting. And look, Soraka tried to go ward our blue, but since I was already positioned on this side of the map, that means I can react, okay, Look, it's just a free kill. And we burn summoner spells off of it. Because she used exhaust on me. Or no, Ezreal used exhaust. Either way, we burn summoner spells there, right? And all of a sudden, I've gained like... Yeah, I gained 1,000 gold just off of going bottom. If I had just kept going top, I would get like 100, 200 gold, and I wouldn't be able to do anything, right? Now, the other thing that I did, I bought Spectral Sickle, and this is going to look super troll to anybody that doesn't understand how this item works. It's going to look super troll. But look at it, +2 gold per 10 seconds. So it gives you more from your passive gold income, right? It's giving me more gold, and every time I hit an enemy, I'm also going to get gold. And since I'm trying to fight and force fights as much as possible so I can just keep extending our leads from bot side, I'm actually going to be generating more gold value than if I were to farm because, again, I can't farm because top lane is too strong. Renekton's 3 levels ahead of me. He has Blade of the Rune King. He has Flash. He has Ignite. He has ult. Fiddlesticks is probably hovering him. Why would I go top when I could just keep killing bottom lane? And it doesn't stop you entirely from getting minions. You can get some.
Another thing to note is that if you're losing 2 towers early in top lane, you're going to be lacking the vision that the lane would normally provide, so instead of putting the burden of vision on the rest of the team, you can just cover for it by upgrading your support item.
I'm hovering down here, making sure that we have control of Dragon. I really wanted my Rammus to ignore this blue buff and just come straight to Dragon, or not to Dragon, to this Fiddlesticks, because if he just rolls right through, we could just kill him, and then Dragon is free. I'm still forcing anyways because there's nothing else I can do. But at the very minimum, we made him burn Flash so he doesn't have that for Dragon. That's still a worth it trade. It only becomes bad if we die right after. Again, we're just controlling this vision, right? Making sure that we have control of the Dragon. And then, I see Fiddlesticks, or no, not Fiddlesticks, Soraka. Just here. This is fine. If they all jump me and use all of their ultimates and abilities on me, that's fine. My team is going to get Dragon. Look, Fiddlesticks ults me, and like, sure, I'm going to die, right? But they used Fiddlesticks ult, they used Ezreal ult, and now, like, he doesn't have Fiddlesticks ult for Dragon, so they can't even win this fight. We just clear it. And then we just guarantee get a bunch of kills. As long as your teammates have a pulse. No. And now, who cares about Renekton getting tier 2 turret top? Does he have 7,000 gold? Sure. Does that matter? Not really. Renekton's only purpose is to win the early game lane phase, which he accomplished, but he needs his team to actually be competent in order for him to carry through the late game. And that's not going to happen if we're just killing their bot lane over and over. I'm still behind, but I'm still like, I have enough gold to actually get items, you know? And so I'm not taking this wave because I want my Kai'Sa to get fed. I'm funneling her gold and experience so that she can carry. Now this kind of sucks. I think I could have flashed onto Soraka and it would have been fine, but I messed up. This is actually my fault. And then here, I thought that Kai'Sa had ult, so I was just ulting her, thinking that she could just come in and clean up the Soraka, but didn't actually work. It was unfortunate. I take very minimal farm, just enough to get me like a little bit of gold and XP, because I'm just trying to make sure I stay even with bottom lane, basically. Make sure that we catch Fiddlesticks out. And guess what? Fiddlesticks got caught out right before Dragon. So we get another Dragon. We're getting all these Dragons because they pressured top. First Dragon we got because Fiddlesticks just stayed top for 4 minutes. Second Dragon we got because I kept killing their bottom lane. Third Dragon, I caught out the Fiddlesticks. So now we can just wait for Dragon WinCon in 5 minutes from now. And since our Kaisa and Azir are like pretty decent, then we could just win fights off of that alone. Very important to make sure that I don't walk through the ramp and instead I go the big open area, because this allows us to create more pressure scenarios. The Rammus goes in, right? Key thing to note here is that I see Ezreal and Soraka are low. Kai'Sa's on the flank here, kind of. Like, she has a really good angle to go in, and I have a really good angle to go in. We're, like, pincering them, right? Victor doesn't matter, because I can just hookshot right past him. Renekton doesn't matter, because he's trying to peel the Rammus. And same thing with Fiddlesticks. He can't ult, because they had started Baron. And once you start Baron, you're in vision, right? He can't really stop. So I get a beautiful hook shot here, stun the Ezreal, make sure that we kill him first. And then Soraka barely gets out of Kai'Sa's range, so I just went ahead and like flash ult just to make sure that she's dead. I see Renekton trying to go on Kai'Sa, make sure that I exhaust so he can't actually do any damage to her, and then we kill him before he's able to do anything to Kai'Sa. This was funny because he thought Victor was on this side. Now we can do Baron, and if Victor tries to contest, then I can force him out. Look. He only gets out there because he has Q move speed, because your Q gives you 30% move speed. But by him flashing out, guarantees that we get Baron. Alright, so we get Baron, we have Dragon coming up in 2 minutes. All we have to do is make sure that we don't do anything crazy, or just try and find picks where you can. And then we just get Dragon Soul and we win. Dragon Souls are so big. We notice that Fiddlesticks is trying to hover the Renekton. So let's go bottom. Kill the Fiddlesticks. It's a free kill. And yeah, now I'm only 2,000 gold behind Renekton. Whereas if I had just stayed top and just kept going top and just complain about how I'm not able to do anything, I would probably be like 6,000 gold down. But I made sure that I was able to be useful. Now this fight's a little bit troll, I think. Oh wait, no. This one's a good one. It's a later one that's bad. Kai'Sa dies, doesn't really matter. I ult Renekton here just to make sure that he can't get out. And yeah, I have caught up with the Renekton, even though I'm getting Flame Horizoned. He has 196 CS, I have 79. Doesn't matter. Picked up a lot of gold from the gold item, 811, and that's not even including the gold per second, I believe. Got a lot of kills because I just kept forcing them in spots that I thought were good. Now we have Mountain Soul. The game's pretty much won from here. Look at the team golds where we pulled ahead. Yeah, and I occasionally get CS, but I'm trying to make sure that my carries get it. I think the only bad thing that I did after this was right here. And this is only bad because my Kai'Sa walked forward. If it was just me here, this would be totally fine. And the reason I went for this is I'm just trying to clear the control ward. I see Victor down here, I see Ezreal here. Renekton can't kill me. The only thing that could happen is that Fiddlesticks ults me here. And if Fiddlesticks is ulting me, that means that he's wasted ult, and my team can clean up the fight. But Kai'Sa walked forward, so that was kind of unlucky. Still though, not a big deal. Our team has a good defense here. We use the Azir turret extremely well. And right here, the fight is getting a little hectic, but I know that they don't have any sums. I know they don't have any ults. So I'm like, cool. I'm gonna try and get their entire team to get pushed into the tower. Watch this. Push their team forward. Now I'm zoning 3 people. My team should have Renekton. And look at this. I use my stopwatch. I forced out a Fiddlesticks ult, but that Fiddlesticks ult isn't going to damage my carries. And I forced him to flash. So I'm being so incredibly useful despite the fact that I died like 9 times. If my team can't win after how useful that I was there, then they were never going to win regardless. And yeah, my Kaisa is smart enough to know that I applied the right pressure, and then we won the game. So that's how you be useful, getting completely gapped in top lane.